We're the hooligans, rebels with a cause, defying the chains of tyrannical laws. They try to silence us, shut down our voice, but we rise like warriors, we ain't got no choice. From the streets to the shadows, where hunted we flee, building our fortress where the brave run free. Hooligans alley, our stronghold, our flame, a spark in the dark where we stake our claim. Hooligans, stand tall, where the warriors breed, fighting for freedom, planting rebel seeds. In the face of death, we'll never bow down. Hooligans alley, we hold our ground. Captain Jeff Mac, with the hooligan brand, battle gear blazing, he's taking command. With a heart full of fire and a will made of steel, he leads us to battle, makes the tyrants kneel. They block every platform, they censor our cries, but we shout even louder, let truth pierce the skies. In the alley we gather, our spirits won't break. For the soul of the free, there's too much at stake. Hooligans, stand tall, where the warriors breed, fighting for freedom, planting rebel seeds. In the face of death, we'll never bow down. Hooligans alley, we hold our ground. Through the smoke and the fire, we carve our way. With the hooligan banner, we seize the day. They can chase us, erase us, but we'll never fall. Captain Jeff's got our backs, we'll answer the call. From the ashes we rise, with the ashes we declare. Every scar that we bear is a roar and a grin. Every style leading free till the fight we began. Our fortress, our freedom forever free.
What is up, hooligans, and happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. We're going to read through a schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. I do got this live pulled up for President Trump. Apparently, he's going to be making some sort of announcement. I don't know. He was supposed to be live an hour ago, but that's okay. We'll cover him when he gets on stage. Otherwise, we're going to be starting off with this video titled Patients Sue GLP-1 Drug Makers Citing Severe Side Effects. This is like Ozempic and all those people, you know, like 6 months ago, everybody was talking about how great it was. You could take this magic pill and not be fat anymore. Well, now they're like having organs shutting down and stuff. It's not good. It's not good. Then we got a video that's titled Collins Says Noem Agreed to Cease ICE Operation in Maine, which is really interesting because they just started picking up people in Maine, but I don't know. They're suggesting it could be related to the blowback of everything happening in Minnesota, everybody calling for Kristi Noem to step down, but we'll see. This is just what they're saying in the news. Then we got a video that is titled DOJ Files Federal Charges Against Omar's Suspected Attacker. We'll see what comes of that. That's pretty interesting. Then we have a video that is titled ICE Latest Border Czar Speaks Out in Minneapolis. This is about, ooh, let me throw the chapstick. This is about Tom Homan, who just got to Minnesota, talking about his expectations and plans and all of that. He's playing nice, but I don't expect ICE to slow down. Then we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Who Threw, and it's titled We Make the News Suck Less. Then getting back into the news, we got a video that is titled Seattle Restaurants Show Support to Minneapolis amid protests and unrest. These people are shutting their business down in solidarity. I don't know how that supports anything, but they're trying to do this big deal on Friday. They're calling it like an economic blackout. And so all these liberal businesses and workers, they don't plan on going to work or even having the store open on Friday. It's supposed to be nationwide. So if you see businesses that aren't open on Friday who should be, it's probably ran by liberals. Then we have a video titled Federal Government Seizes Ballots in Fulton County election office raid. This is a follow-up. Yesterday we covered a video talking about them getting raided, but it didn't have a whole lot of details. Apparently they did pull ballots and they pulled election records, so it will be interesting. And the Dems are crying really hard, and they're trying to, I don't know, act like there's shady stuff going on. Not on their end. That's the funny part about it. But either way, then we got a video that is titled Sean Grayson sentenced to 20 years in prison for fatal shooting of Sonia Massey. That is the situation where the officer went into the house. I think the woman called the police. And either way, I think as two officers walked in the house, a woman went over to the sink or the stove or something, and she was threatening to throw boiling water on the officer, so he smoked her. They just gave him 20 years. I don't know. That's crazy. And either way, for the last little bit of the news, it is lefties losing it. And today it's titled Music World in Shock as Nicki Minaj pledges allegiance to President Trump. Then we're going to be getting into the fun stuff. I'm going to show you guys the video that I made yesterday. I was going to play this video because I went to the post office and picked up this card that was sent to me by Meta, and then I totally forgot, and we just ended the live. So we're going to play that today. Then we're going to be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne. We got our two funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Stoner, and it's titled Greenland preparing to become Americans. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Colty, and it's titled Grammar. All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see how you hooligans are doing today. Just checking this live really quick. I think pretty soon President Trump's going to be walking on stage because the White House just went live. Here, we'll put this in the... Oh, yeah. My fucking stream... Yeah, my Stream Deck doesn't work anymore. So, day 2 of relearning how to use this. Anyways, we're going to put this in the background until they walk out on stage. What is up, everyone, over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Snooks? What's up, Ghostly? What's up, Jay Spray? What's up, Matt Rogers? What's up, Zero? And what's up, Russell? Happy freedom, you hooligans. I appreciate all of you guys being on the website. And what is up, everyone, over on Rumble. Dutton, you were first today. Happy freedom to you, Dutton. I appreciate you racing in the chat. What's up, Turbo? Happy freedom to you. Let me see, scrolling through. What's up, Otters? Happy freedom. Matt Rogers, you're omnipresent. I appreciate you. What's up, Appeal to Evan? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Peyton? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Elder Zoomer? What's up, Kevin? Happy freedom. Russell, you're omnipresent. I appreciate you. Let me see. What's up, Bright Gaming? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Pickles? What's up, Rappy? What's up, Mad Marv? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. Let me see. Make sure we get everybody here. I think so. I think we're good to go. Hit that like button. See if you can get us back on the front page of Rumble. And what is up, everyone, over on Kick? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. Let me kick this bot real quick. Bam, gone. And what is up, everyone, over on Twitch? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. What's up, Guess Who? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Tony Rich? Happy freedom. I realized after we ended the live yesterday that we may have accidentally showed the raid, even though everybody tried to remind me, but we're going to act like that didn't happen. And what is up, everyone, over on the Goof Tube? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. Let me see. What's up, Agent O? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Spirit Matter? What's up, Robs? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone, over on X? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. So as you can see, we got the White House live here, waiting for them to flip over. This just started, so I imagine it won't be too much longer. But if they do decide to take forever, we're going to move forward to this Ozempic video. So let me put Right Side Broadcasting on so we can see what's happening. If they show it. Oh, they're not showing the inside yet. I wonder. What about Fox? Can we see inside the room? We cannot. Okay. Well, that's fine. Put this back on the screen. This one? Yeah, there we go. It is difficult to not have the Stream Deck at this point, because I'm able to do things with both hands and the Stream Deck's not working. Zero. I don't think I did. I said I was going to, but I don't think I actually did. Oh, here we go. Oh my God, my brain.
Been a little busy day, right? We had a good morning, and now we're having a good evening, and we're going to a premiere in a little while. But there's nothing more important than what we're doing right now, in my opinion. Today I'm signing a historic executive order to combat the scourge of addiction and substance abuse. Big deal in this country and probably in every country. We're calling it the Great American Recovery Initiative. I'm grateful to be joined by co-chairs of the sweeping new effort, Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Senior Advisor to the White House Great American Recovery Initiative, Catherine Burgum. Thank you both very much. Thank you,
sir.
Catherine.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Where's Bobby? Bobby. Hello, Bobby. Come here, give me a hand. I love Bobby. You're doing a great job, Catherine. All right? Do we think so? Who's doing a better job, him or your husband? maybe the husband does. He's doing a good job.
I'm just getting started, sir.
They're both doing very well, and now you're going to do better than both of them. Thanks as well to Attorney General Pam Bondi, Secretary Doug Burgum, Secretary Scott Turner, Secretary Doug Collins, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, who's got some pretty good news, Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, FDA Commissioner Dr. Marty McCary, NIH Director Dr. Jay Bhattacharya. Oh, I've gotten good at that.
You are, sir.
Administrator of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, Dr. Mehmet Oz, who's doing a fantastic job, and Director of the Office of National Drug Control Policy, Sarah Carter. I also want to introduce a great friend of mine who happened to be here, and he's very much committed to this. He knows how important it is for our country. He's built a tremendous American company. It's called WeatherTech. I guess you've seen the ads. I've seen the ads. I think they're great ads, but more importantly, it's a great product. David McNeil. David, congratulations on what you've done. It's incredible.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Really great. And the president of WeatherTech, Ryan Granger. Ryan, congratulations. What a great job. They built an American company, and it's a thriving company, too, so with a great product.
It's great to be here in America.
You know, when I was in the private sector, I'd always buy the floor mats, but now that I'm president, I no longer have to buy floor mats. But you made a great floor mat, and you still do, and lots of other things. Many of those with me today have personally known the heartache of a loved one taken by drug or alcohol addiction. I do. Just like millions of American families, every year we lose an estimated 300,000 people to drug and alcohol abuse, and the real number is probably much, much higher than that. Thankfully, drug overdose deaths plummeted by 21% in the last year. We're working very hard on it. We've closed the southern border, seized over 47 million fentanyl pills and 10,000 pounds of fentanyl powder. That's a record, and I have formally designated Dr. And I'll tell you what, we have a group of doctors, some of them behind me, who have just been incredible, and they've really wanted this, designated the drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. And for some reason, they didn't want to do that until we came along, but they are indeed foreign terrorist organizations. With our action in the Gulf of America, that sounds so nice when I hear the Gulf of America. Drugs entering our country by sea are down 97%. So when you see the boats being hit, those boats kill on average 25,000 people a boat. So that's 25,000, I would assume mostly American lives, but lives are being saved. Now we're taking a bold action to help Americans struggling with all forms of addiction so they can get the help and the support that they need to free themselves from the horrible burden of dependency. The Great American Recovery Initiative will bring together federal, state, local, and private sector resources to support addiction, recovery, treatment, and prevention. And it will help mobilize the full resources and authority of the federal government to help stop this tremendous plague. And I'd now like to invite Secretary Kennedy to start, and then Catherine Burgum, and then I'll sign the order, which I've just signed. And wanted to make sure the signature was good, took my time. And we get, let me just see, pretty good, pretty good. Let's give it a 10, okay? For Catherine. But I'd like Bobby to say a few words, and Catherine, thank you very much, everybody. Please.
Mr. President, thank you for your leadership, for signing an executive order that tells the truth about one of the greatest challenges that our country faces. Addiction is not a moral failure, it is a disease. It's chronic, it's treatable, and for too long our nation has responded with fragmentation, with stigmatization, and silence instead of science, compassion, and coordination. Today, President Trump changes that. With the Great American Recovery Initiative, we finally bring the full strength of the federal government together across healthcare, law enforcement, housing, labor, faith communities, and the private sector to save lives, restore families, and rebuild communities that addiction has hollowed out. Nearly 50 million Americans suffer from substance use disorder. Many never receive treatment. Even more don't believe that help is possible. That is not because recovery doesn't work, it's because our systems have failed to reach the people where they are early enough, long enough, and with dignity. This initiative fixes that. We will align federal programs instead of letting them operate in silos. We will set clear, measurable goals and report honestly to the American people. We will use evidence-based care, modern science, and continuous support, just as we do for heart disease, diabetes, and other chronic illnesses. We will focus on prevention before addiction takes hold. We will intervene early. We will expand access to treatment that leads to real long-term recovery. And we will support re-entry because recovery does not end when treatment ends. It succeeds when people return to their families, their jobs, and their communities with purpose and with hope. As co-chair of this initiative alongside of Catherine Burgum, whose leadership and commitment strengthens this work, I pledge urgency, accountability, and honesty. Catherine and I share the experience of having been addicted and long-term recovery. But almost everybody in this room and almost everybody in our country has been touched by addiction. Steve Witkoff, who's here, had an extraordinary son, Andrew, who was a superstar boy, a straight A student, an athlete, and a wonderful leader, and lost that son to addiction. President Trump has talked about his own families who had a struggle with addiction. All of us are touched. If it touches these people, it can hurt every American. And President Trump has often talked about, with compassion, about the families who lose children to this disease. 100,000 children a year until recently. Now it's about 76,000. Those families are devastated forever. And the cost to our country, not only in dollars, but in just the malaise and the despair that it imposes, is incalculable. We are going to listen to states, localities, frontline providers, and tribal nations. We will partner with communities and faith-based organizations. We will work with employers, clinicians, and recovery leaders who know what works on the ground. President Trump has already acted decisively, securing the border against deadly drugs, signing the Halt Fentanyl Act, strengthening treatment programs, expanding access to naloxone, medication-assisted treatments, and investing billions in prevention and recovery. This executive order builds on that record and accelerates it. Recovery is not a side issue, it's an economic issue, a workforce issue, a family issue, a national security issue. When Americans recover, communities grow stronger. When families heal, children thrive. And when we confront addiction with courage instead of complacency, we reclaim the promise of our country. This initiative is about life, it's about responsibility, and it's about building a great American recovery together. With this executive order and with major announcements that I will announce next week, we are taking decisive action to make America healthy again. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby, and great job. And you're doing a fantastic job. You're doing a fantastic job. And I saw his wife yesterday, and she confirmed that he's doing a fantastic job. So she's on your side. You know that. She's great. And Oz, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Catherine, please, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you so much. Your leadership today, relative to this announcement about the Great American Recovery, is a gift to all Americans who are suffering from the brain disease of addiction. I also want to thank First Lady Melania Trump for her leadership during your first administration, and now the work she's doing championing youth and children, especially related to foster care, where early trauma and instability are often consequences of the disease of addiction. Addictions touch this administration in real and profound ways. President Trump, you've openly spoke about your brother Fred, who struggled with addiction, shaped your life and your understanding of this disease. And Susie Wiles carries the lived experience of her father, the late, great Pat Summerall, whose recovery journey became a source of hope for millions. Vice President Vance has shared his story of his mother's battle and recovery. And as Secretary Kennedy just said, he brings his own lived experience, proof that recovery is not theoretical, it is possible. These stories matter because they are not isolated. They reflect the reality of the over 190 million Americans, that's half our nation, who are impacted in some way by the disease of addiction. And I am one of them. I started drinking in high school, and I was a blackout drinker from the start. For 20 years I struggled, relapsing constantly starting over, constantly trying to stay sober and failing. And I reached a point where I truly did not believe there was one single reason for me to keep living, and I was suicidal at the end of my drinking. One day I was out walking alone. I didn't have faith, I wasn't religious, but something in me said I should ask for help. And out loud to no one, because it was just me, I said, I don't know if anyone is there, but I need help. And that was the day I became sober. 15 years later, I found myself somehow standing in front of people as First Lady of North Dakota, thanks to him. But I was asking people to share their stories openly about addiction so we could eliminate the shame and stigma, so more people would reach out for help and more lives could be saved. And today I'm standing here in this incredibly beautiful Oval Office. And if not for the grace of God, I would not be alive today with over 23 years in recovery. That's why I'm here, and my message is simple: never give up hope for recovery. Mr. President, I also want to thank you for allowing me to stand here with you today. I was in this building in 2017 when the administration announced the national response to the opioid crisis. And nearly a decade later, the crisis remains, and in many ways it has grown worse. Not because we lacked compassion, not because we lack effort, but because we never fully aligned our system with the truth. Addiction is not a moral failure. It is not a character flaw, and it's not simply a behavioral issue. Addiction is a lifelong, chronic, relapsing medical disease as real as diabetes, cancer, and heart disease. And when we fail to treat it as such, we don't treat the disease, and we pay mightily for the consequences. Emergency rooms, jails, foster care, overdose deaths, and broken families. The Great American Recovery changes that. This initiative represents a fundamental shift from reaction to prevention, from fragmentation to coordination, from stigma to science, from short-term fixes to long-term recovery. And for the first time, we're aligning federal leadership across health, justice, labor, housing, veterans, social services, the faith office, and education around one single shared truth. When addiction is treated early and correctly, people recover and families heal. Addiction is a generational disease, and if we don't treat it properly, it repeats from parent to child, from community to community. And when we treat it like a lifelong condition, the condition that it is, we stop that cycle. We save lives, we restore families, we rebuild communities, we return people to dignity, purpose, and productivity. Mr. President, thank you for seeing this moment clearly. With your leadership and the Great American Recovery Initiative, we're establishing a new framework and a new national response to the disease of addiction, including treatment and care that parallels other chronic diseases. With this framework and treatment, recovery is not the exception, it is the expectation. Thank you.
Thank you, Noem. You know, I saw them riding horses in a video, and they said, "Who is that?" I was talking about her, not him. And I explained it. I said, "I'm going to hire him because anybody has somebody like you to be with." It's an amazing tribute, and it's a great couple, amazing couple. And she's very much a part of his big success. He was a fantastic success, as you know, having been one of the most successful business people. And I saw him campaigning, a great governor, two-term governor. He was did a fantastic job, North Dakota, and he's done a great job. And I'll tell you what, Catherine's a very big part of it. I see it. It's just really one of the fantastic couples. So I appreciate it. What a beautiful job you've just done. And I'm going to give this to you, and you can figure out what you're going to do with Bobby. You know. But let's have a good picture of the two of them and everyone else. And I'd like to ask Steve Whitcuff also to say a couple of words when we're finished, because he's a very special person who I knew very well, an incredible person. So if you don't mind, Steve, I'll ask you to do that in just a second. All right? Please, Bob. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you so much.
Steve, please.
The president is doing the same thing to me now that he did to me in 2017. Do you remember, Catherine?
Yeah, we were sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I want to tell the story about this. So I came to the opioid conference, and the president did not know I was coming because I was invited by the First Lady. And he leaned over, saw me in the aisle, and he looked at me and he said, "Steve," and then he realized why I was there, because I had lost my son Andrew, and the president was an incredible friend when I lost him. I lived in his building at 502 Park Avenue, and I remember when him and the First Lady came, and I talked about this all the time. And so he took my hand, and he said to me, "Come on up to the stage and tell the world about your boy Andrew." And of course, that was something that was really meaningful to me, but and I got through it. And I talk about it all the time. I talked about it on the campaign trail and so forth. He is a very special man. And he's begun and led the fight against opioid addiction and alcoholism. And Catherine, I feel like we sort of bonded from that day. Mm-hmm. And it's just my blessing to work for you, sir.
He's a special guy. He and a group of people, Jared helped and others helped. Steve, peace in the Middle East, and we're there.
Yes.
A couple of little flames, but they're very little by comparison, and they'll go out quickly. They're already going out. And he's now trying very hard to settle up with Russia and Ukraine, and I think a lot of progress is being made there. And I told that Russia's not doing any shooting for a period of time during this horrendously cold weather.
Because of you.
Well, so we asked President Putin if they could stop the shooting for a week. They're being hit with proportionately the kind of cold that we're being hit. It's much colder in Ukraine to start off with, but it's really cold now. And he agreed to do that. We appreciated that very much. It's a nasty war. It's a nasty, nasty war. Would anybody else have anything to say? I can say that I am extremely late, but that's okay. Don't worry about me. Would anyone else have anything to say? Doug, you're doing a fantastic job, and we appreciate it. Marty, you are really something special. Everyone's talking about you. Every time, if I don't mention Marty, Bobby always mentions it. So we have a great team. Jay, great. Marty, great. You guys want to say something?
Thank you. Thank you. Well, historically, with addiction, the entire society has always been reactionary, and that's been the story of healthcare. But at the FDA, we are looking into incredible cutting-edge therapeutics, and we are being proactive, giving them vouchers when we see something that's promising to get an approval as quick as weeks in an era of a 10 to 12-year approval time. And the ultimate therapeutic is community, houses of worship, addressing loneliness. And so that's part of the MAHA agenda, thanks to Bobby's. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Rich. Thank you. Jay?
Mr. President, in 2018, you launched the HEAL initiative, helping to end addiction long-term at the NIH. It's paid fruit. It's yielded fruit. The ingenuity of small business has developed products that can deal with pain without opioids. The naloxone, which saves lives,
right.
That was the fruit of NIH. And for the kinds of investments under your administration that you made starting from from the first Trump term to now will continue to pay dividends. The kind of research that the NIH is doing will help turn the tide, make people's lives so much better, restore families. All of the addiction that we've seen, 80,000 deaths we saw, the huge spike in addiction deaths, during the first Biden term is going to be a thing of the past, and I'm so proud to be part of
And
this.
fellas, some great things happening, right?
Yeah.
Marty, there's really great things happening, I hear. And some pretty big announcements over a short period of time, right?
Yep. Moving drugs over the counter so you don't need a prescription.
Yeah, right.
Naloxone, which treats opioid, is one of those drugs. And we're being proactive with synthetic 7-OH, a new opioid that's showing up, and we're working with the DOJ on addressing that because chemists are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up. We're going proactive on these new chemicals.
That's great. No, I hear fantastic things. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate it a lot. Thank you, Oz. You're doing a fantastic job. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, please. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Press. Thank you, Press. Hey, guys. Thank you, Press. Report to Press. Hey, guys. Thank you, Press, for reporting. Thank you, Press. Thank you, Press.
Okay. Well, that was President Trump doing the thing there. It's weird he didn't take any questions from the press. Normally he does. But that's okay. Either way, let's get into this next video. Like I said, patients sue GLP-1 drug makers citing severe side effects. This is drugs like Ozempic. Everybody was running out there to get these weight loss miracle pills or whatever they are. I don't know if they boof them or exactly how they use them, but now it's causing health problems, which isn't that surprising. People will do anything except for exercise and eat right. Either way, hit that like button and let's get into this.
Millions of Americans successfully taking GLP-1 drugs for weight loss, but now thousands of people are coming forward and they're suing those drug makers over this. They say the companies behind Wegovy, Ozempic, and Mounjaro did not warn them about serious health risks, like going blind. News Nation's Brooke Schaefer joins us live. Brooke, these patients say they're losing a lot more than just weight. They're losing brain function, eyesight, even organs. What's going on?
Marky, the allegations are serious, and the number of lawsuits is growing this morning. As of this month, more than 3,000 people have now filed suits both in federal and state courts, and they are suing the makers of these popular GLP-1 weight loss drugs. Novo Nordisk, which makes Ozempic and Wegovy, among others, and Eli Lilly, the makers of Mounjaro, Zepbound, and Trulicity. Now, if you take these drugs, there are some listed side effects like nausea, vomiting, stomach pain. But this growing list of lawsuits allege ugly and severe undisclosed side effects, including gastrointestinal injuries, even vision loss. Earlier on Morning in America, we spoke with an attorney for several plaintiffs who say these drug makers are not adequately warning doctors and patients of possible dangers.
We've got folks that have died from various bowel conditions. So some really, really serious adverse events and adverse effects that really we don't think are adequately warned of. And, it's a really, I think, as you alluded to, a dark side of what's touted as a miracle drug.
Now, Marky, we spoke with a doctor who noted that it's going to be a challenge for these lawyers to prove these side effects were, in fact, related to the weight loss drugs. Did these patients already have underlying problems? That attorney we spoke with this morning said they're right now looking at large amounts of data to find correlations. But as the list of lawsuits grows today, the companies have strongly pushed back. Eli Lilly told us in part, quote, patient safety is top priority, and labels include robust FDA-approved warnings and have always warned of potential gastrointestinal and adverse reactions, sometimes severe. Novo Nordisk, again, the maker of Ozempic, in a past court filing, echoed that statement and pointed to the hundreds of clinical trials surrounding these popular drugs. Marky.
Thank you for watching.
Okay. Well, I am not surprised. I'm not even a little bit surprised. I don't know why everybody thought they could go out there and get these pills and everything was going to work out fine. Pills that are actually like serve a purpose, right? They keep your blood thin so your heart doesn't have issues and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Everything you take that's in pill form has side effects. All of it. That's why I don't even take medicine. I really don't, unless I absolutely have to, because it isn't good for you. It's hard on your kidneys and everything else. And everybody ran out and was like, oh, this is going to be a miracle weight loss thing. They start looking like zombies. Their skin is all gray and hanging and they look gross. And they thought they were beautiful because they're causing body dysmorphia and all that other stuff. And they really thought there was going to be no blowback for that. Like, I don't know. People are dumb. People are really dumb. Like I said, they'll do anything except for eat right and work out. I don't know why. Lazy. Fucking lazy. Anyways, let's get right into this next video here. This is Collins, who's a senator in Maine. Collins claims that Kristi Noem has agreed to cease ICE operations in Maine. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Senator Susan Collins said the Trump administration agreed to end a sweeping immigration and customs enforcement operation that recently began in Maine. The Department of Homeland Security surged ICE's presence in the state as part of the Operation Catch of the Day. The move sparked opposition from Collins, who said further review of the agency's tactics is needed before conducting missions after 2 U.S. citizens were killed during ICE-related Minnesota operations. Collins said Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem had heeded her concerns, asserting that there are currently no ongoing or planned large-scale ICE operations in Maine. The development appears to mark an unusual move by Noem to de-escalate tensions. The secretary has ferociously stood by ICE operations after the deaths of Alex Preety and Renee Good in Minnesota, pushing back against bipartisan concerns about the government's use of force in the killings. Noem's more docile approach in Maine comes as she's facing growing calls to resign or be fired.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. They were saying the same thing about Minnesota, that they were pulling ICE out of there, but they're not. That's just what they keep putting on the news. The Blue News is trying so hard to like just mind fuck whoever watches their nonsense. They put this stuff out there hoping that you don't hear any other news, that you don't see any other news, that you don't come across anybody with a different opinion. If you do, they're racist. That's it. It's so dumb. And we watch such a plethora of news across the board, from independent journalists to liars on both sides of the fence. It's really easy to see through their bullshit. It's comical. It's comical to see through their bullshit, but at least it's entertaining. Either way, next up, DOJ files federal charges against Omar's suspected attacker, the guy that sprayed her with goat pee, which I guess is apple cider vinegar. I want to know why he decided on that. Of all the things he could have sprayed on her, why was it apple cider vinegar? I really want to know. Either way, before we get into that, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about people suing companies for products that is like Ozempic, the weight loss products, all that stuff. They're saying that it is causing severe side effects, vision loss, digestive issues. Also mentions people dying from bowel conditions and claims of connection to these products. That's not how I want to go. And then the second video there, Senator Collins claiming that Kristi Noem agreed to pull ICE from Maine. Like I said, DOJ is going to be filing charges against the guy that sprayed goat pee on Omar. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think. Russell, fuck snow and ice. I know, everybody is sick of the winter weather. I was out there today. I think it said felt like 2 or something. It's the warmest it's been in like 2 weeks. I didn't fully cover my face. I thought about putting shorts on, but not yet. It's not quite that warm out yet. Jay Spray, if you want to lose weight, do it the right way. Just smoke crack. Look at Hunter Biden's girlish figure. You know, people need to take notes. Russell, it's time to close down the meth lab. Yeah. Well, and a lot of these businesses make like shell corporations and stuff like that so they can close down a company and then open a new one and sell the same product under a different name and just kind of make doll hairs like that until that one gets banned. Happens a lot. Happy freedom to you, hair juicer. Oh, it's a negative death where you live? Yeah, that sucks, Hair Juicer. I'm so sick of the winter weather. Kevin, I want to go out the same way I came in. Naked, broke, and screaming. Well, that's how I'm going to go. I have big plans for it. It's up too old to care. Happy freedom to you. Maybe he was going to toss a salad on Omar later. Oh my goodness. That he was preparing her, getting her all prepped up. Mad Marv should have been holy water. I'm saying. You guys are cracking me up today. What's up, Grinches, bro? Happy freedom to you. Getting raided. What's up, Mike Schwartz? Thank you so much for the raid. Let's do the thing, you hooligans. Thank you so much for the raid. You're awesome. Welcome, Raiders. Hit that like button on your way in. We're in between videos right now, reading through the chat, seeing what everybody thinks about everything today, really. Here, Juicer 17 feels like a blessing after last week. I know, it's been just deathly cold outside. It's hateful. Happy freedom to you, Watchman. Cheeky Chops joining us over here on Rumble. I think I'm going to move off of Streamlabs and go back to OBS because I'm tired of my Stream Deck not working. It's making it very difficult to run the live. Kevin, it's not cold in Ukraine. They owe us doll hairs. You know that? What's up, Giggling Spy? What's up, Tao? Happy freedom to you. Tao, yeah, we think it was all staged too. Totally looks staged. Ridge, kratom is an opiate, good for pain, very addicting. I'm trying to get off of it, but it helps. Somebody over on the website was just talking about that stuff. A lot of places sell kratom here. I've never tried that stuff. I know people that have, but not the new stuff that's got that opiate in it. What's up, Larry? Happy freedom. What's up, Roxy's? Happy freedom to you. Kelly Osbourne's Ozempic is bad. Hold on, let me look it up. I wouldn't even know who these people were if it wasn't for reality TV. That's her? Hold on. Where your clothes at? Ew, what the shit? Has she got a clothes on in all of this? Okay. Bang. She's all scrawny. It's not that bad. She looks a lot different though. She looks like Sarah Palin or something right there. Anyways, getting back on task here. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just stick to working out and eating right on the days I decide to do that stuff. No Ozempic for me. What's up, Fred? Happy freedom to you. Fred, I recognize your picture, but I can't remember what your screen name was. I hate that YouTube changed the chat names. I hate it. I say it every day. Just one more reason to not like YouTube. What's up, Mike Ingles? Happy freedom. What's up, CJ? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Nephilah? What's up, Bud Lightner? Happy freedom to you. Anyone need some good fingers? I found some. Well, you hold on to those. There's people that need those out there, wallowing around on the ground and whatnot. I made a joke about it yesterday, and it was so inappropriate that 40 people walked out the door. What's up, Teasel? Happy freedom to you. None Report just gave us a raid. Holy, raiding up here. Thing. Thank you so much for the raid. Really appreciate you, None Report. I'm going to have to post your guys' tags in the chat so everyone can follow. Welcome, Raiders. Hit that like button on your way in. We're getting ready to get into this next video. Let me post these channel names really quick so you guys go give them a follow. Let me find them both. We're getting doubly rated up today. Look at us. Also, I think we're going to be playing the game later on since we're making announcements here. Just a moment. Why can't I grab this next one? There we go. All right. Go and follow None Report. That's the first thing you got to do. There you go. Bam. Go follow them. And Mike Schwartz, you got to go follow them too. Bam. Go do the thing. Let's get in this next video. Like I said, Senator Collins says that Kristi Noem agreed to cease ICE operations in Maine. I think it's bullshit, but we'll see. Come on, pull up. All right, here we go. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
Senator Susan Collins said the Trump administration agreed to end a sweeping immigration and customs enforcement operation that recently began in Maine. The Department of Homeland Security surged ICE's presence in the state as part of the Operation Catch of the Day. The move sparked opposition from Collins, who said further review of the agency's tactics is needed before conducting missions after 2 U.S. citizens were killed during ICE-related Minnesota operations. Collins said Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem had heeded her concerns, asserting that there are currently no ongoing or planned large-scale ICE operations in Maine. The development appears to mark an unusual move by Noem to de-escalate tensions. The secretary has ferociously stood by ICE operations after the deaths of Alex Preety and Renee Good in Minnesota, pushing back against bipartisan concerns about the government's use of force in the killings. Noem's more docile approach in Maine comes as she's facing growing calls to resign or be fired.
Well, that's okay. I don't believe any of it. I just don't believe it. ICE just got there. They just started doing this. So I think the message is being twisted one way or another. Either way, next up, we'll just go ahead and get into this one since that one was so short. This next one is DOJ files federal charges against Omar, suspected attacker. Let's go ahead, like I said, hopping right into this. YouTube fighting that ad blocker. I wish I had that R. Kelly clip. I'm fighting for my life. All right, hooligans, hit that like button. Let's get into this.
The Department of Justice has filed a federal criminal complaint against Anthony James Kazimierczak, the man accused of charging toward Ilhan Omar during a town hall event in Minneapolis.
Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
An FBI affidavit filed in federal court says Kazimierczak rushed the stage while Omar stood behind the podium and sprayed her with a liquid from a syringe. A hazmat specialist later identified the substance as a mixture of water and apple cider vinegar. The incident happened as Omar was calling for Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to resign or face impeachment. Investigators say Kazimierczak shouted political remarks as he sprayed the congresswoman. The affidavit also points to prior statements attributed to Kazimierczak, including social media posts and an earlier comment in which he allegedly made violent threats toward Omar. Kazimierczak was initially booked into the Hennepin County Jail on third-degree assault charges before the federal case was filed. Despite the attack, Omar continued the town hall and later posted that she does not let bullies win, saying the incident would not intimidate her from doing her work.
Okay. Now, like I said, I refuse to accept that it was apple cider vinegar. It will forever be goat piss in my memory. Anyways, next up, like I was saying, ICE latest border czar speaks out in Minneapolis, talking about Tom Homan. Now, he seems that he's being nice and professional and playing ball, but I don't expect ICE to be slowing down at all. I think he's trying to make a good first impression over there in a while. Either way, it's coming up next. First, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about, like I said, Senator Collins claiming that Kristi Noem agreed to pull ICE from Maine, which I don't believe that. And then this follow-up video, DOJ bringing federal charges against the guy that attacked Omar. They confirm it was apple cider vinegar. I refuse to believe that. They say that they found anti-Omar and threats on his social media. I don't really believe that either. But either way, like I said, coming up next, Tom Homan speaking in Minneapolis. First, we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about those 2 videos. Hair Juicer, yeah, I ain't been on the site in a while either. Hair Juicer, you cracked me up. Russell, he's trying to dissolve her like the Wicked Witch. Is that what he was doing? He should have used the holy water. I really want to know, why was apple cider vinegar the choice? He could have peed in it. You know, there's a lot of things he could have done. I wonder how he landed on apple cider vinegar. Oh, damn. Here, Juicer spotted ice in Illinois. Just in case you guys are wondering. Start blowing your whistles or wieners or what, whatever it is you be blowing out there when you see ice. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $2 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much for the support. It says, Happy Freedom, Hooligans. Good to see you, Jeff. Been busy. I understand, Patriot Dad. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for the support. Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Doss? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Cass? Happy Freedom. What's up, Nomad? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Squish? What's up, Uncle Cracker? Happy Freedom. Squish, it smells better than her. I believe you. Totally believe you. What's up, Taxi? Happy Freedom. It's all fake and gay. It is. It is. What's up, Bob? Happy Freedom. She finished talking afterwards. Yeah, and she acted like she was going to fight that guy. I don't know what she was thinking. He'd have folded her in half. What's up, Abby? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, TV Green? Happy Freedom. Appreciate all of you guys sliding through. What's up, Sedan? Happy Freedom. What's up, Courtly? Happy Freedom to you. Holy water didn't work. She should have melted. You're not wrong. Oh my goodness. Grinches, bro. Pork juice with a center ablaze. You mean like bacon grease? That's terrible, guys. That's terrible. You guys are so funny. What's up, Music? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Sergeant No? Happy Freedom to you. Make sure we get everybody. What's up, Glass? Happy Freedom. Hope he squeals on her. You think he's got info? They're gonna bust her in that fraud. I think it might have been a lover's quarrel. I haven't seen anybody suggest that yet. They're trying to pretend like they don't know each other. What's up, Painter? Happy Freedom. She's a joke. She is a joke. You're not wrong. Appreciate you being with us, Bill Tong. Bill Tong said he spotted ice in Texas. What's up, Crystals? Happy Freedom to you. Everybody's being lively today. Tommy's over on Kick with his feelings hurt because Ice shot his comrades. It'll be alright, Tommy. Don't you worry. They're in a better place now. What's up, Bee's Knees? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Proud Patriot Girly? Happy Freedom to you. Bee's Knees apple cider vinegar goes well with bananas and rice, I'm sure. I had never thought that. Thank you. It all makes sense now. All right, hooligans, let's move forward here. Like I said, Bordersar speaks out in Minneapolis. Talking about Tom Homan. He's playing ball. He's being real professional right now, which is good stuff. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick. If you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this pulled up. Tom Homan's going to win him over with charm. And if that doesn't work, there's always force. Anyways, hit that like button and let's get into this.
You have your First Amendment rights. I support that. You have the right to protest. I'm just asking you to keep it peaceful. But threatening law enforcement officers, engaging in impeding and obstruction and assault is never okay. And there will be zero tolerance.
So that was border czar Tom Homan. He is now in Minnesota for the foreseeable future, overseeing ICE operations that have caused a national uproar after 2 protesters were killed.
Fox News correspondent Matt Finn has more from the ground.
Border czar Tom Homan speaking publicly for the first time since arriving in Minneapolis to take over the city's immigration crackdown.
I'm staying till the problem's gone. But we've made a lot of progress. The last 3 days.
President Trump sent Homan to try to lower the tension after 2 protesters were shot and killed by ICE agents this month. The White House confirming Homan will be the main point of contact on the ground, relieving Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino, whose aggressive tactics have been criticized.
No agency or organization is perfect. And President Trump and I, along with others in the administration, have recognized that certain improvements could and should be made.
Homan already met with top Minnesota officials, including Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, and said they agreed on the need for an ongoing dialogue. Homan said ICE and CBP are working on a drawdown plan.
ICE and CBP officers are performing their duties in a challenging environment. They're trying to do it with professionalism. If they don't, they'll be dealt with. Like any other federal agency, we have standards of conduct.
And border czar Tom Homan addressed what he called the organization and funding against ICE. He said he's not going to reveal his hand, but that justice is coming. In the Twin Cities, Matt Finn, Fox News.
Okay. So like I said, Tom Homan being pretty professional. He's being calm. He's not hollering at these people, not yet. So we'll see how it goes. They're trying to do like it's like rebranding, right? They don't have Bovino there anymore. It's been a couple days since anybody's been shot or killed. Doing a little rebranding here. I think things are going to work out. We'll see. Either way, next up we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Who Through, and it's titled, "We Make the News Suck Less." It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat. See what you hooligans think about that last video there. Once again, Tom Homan speaking for the first time since arriving in Minnesota. He says that he's going to be staying until the job is done. He says that they're keeping an open dialogue with the local leaders. They also mentioned in the video that they're going to be making sure the agents are conducting themselves appropriately. And like I said, I think he's being professional and playing nice, but I don't think ICE is going to be slowing down anytime soon. Like I said, hopping in the chat, we got our midlife break coming up next. Russell Homan is awesome. Yeah, he's pretty good at his job. It'd be nice if they just get Minnesota cleaned up, because then they could just leave instead of threatening to leave and legal shit and all the dumb stuff. It's like, just get the illegals up out of here. Be done with it. Cass, deport them all. I hope he does a better job, but stays safe. Yeah, I agree. Well, and he's been doing it a long time, so I think one way or another he'll get the job done. Or the other thing I've been wondering too is how many illegals are fleeing Minnesota, right? Because Minnesota's getting cracked down on so hard and people are being shot because, you know, they're idiots and all that stuff. So it makes me wonder how many illegals are fleeing and how long will they stay gone? Will they be on the run until ICE leaves and then they'll come back? Or, you know, maybe ICE should go to the surrounding states and check all that stuff too, which I assume that they plan on doing. Boston, I don't like Tom Homan there at all. They could target him. Well, they could have targeted Bovino and they didn't, but we'll see. If they actually were to do something bad to Tom Homan, I have no idea what they would do in consequence. The White House, I don't know what they would do. They would probably give that fucking state to China. I don't know what would happen. There would be consequences. I know the consequences would be very severe. President Trump seems fond of Tom Homan in certain ways, so I think if, you know, they did target Tom Homan, which hopefully they don't, I think there would be severe consequences for that. What's up, Bones? Happy freedom to you. Grinsbro, yeah. They might as well have just laid down in traffic. It's the people arguing for them that I can't understand. They're like, oh, well, what if that was you? It'd never be me, okay? I'd have never got off the sidewalk, ran into the street, started a fight with a federal agent while being armed. That would never be me. I'd never be in a car while receiving orders from law enforcement to get out of the vehicle and then drive into said law enforcement. That would never be me. So I'm sorry that those people got smoked the way they got smoked, but they were making bad choices. And that would never be me. So I can't never put myself in their shoes because I make better choices than that. And there's nothing I can do about that. I'm sorry. Stupid people are going to do stupid things. You know? J Spray, if you scrub your banana hard enough with apple cider vinegar, you might make rice. But be careful. Just like Ozempic, you might go blind. That's good advice, J Spray. Words to live by. Towel most are being paid. Yeah, there's been a couple times we've had. Oh, I can't remember the guy's name, but he's the CEO of Crowds on Demand, and they talk about all that kind of stuff. They supposedly provide protesters for both sides and this, that, and the other. And I don't believe that at all, because anytime conservatives go to protest, they get arrested. Police ask them for permits and all kinds of other shit. Lefties go out there and protest, and half the time police don't even show up. And when they do show up, it's to protect them. What's up, Meta? Happy freedom to you. We are almost halfway through, Meta. What's up, Melissa? Happy freedom to you. Melissa, Obama gave Homan an award. Yeah, we looked it up yesterday. What's up, BB? Happy freedom to you. A fake attack, talking about Omar. Yeah, I think you're right. Proud Patriot Girly. President Trump. I can't even remember what the thing was he signed. It had to do with drugs. I can't remember exactly what it was. It had something to do with drugs. It wasn't anything too crazy, though. All right, hooligans, moving forward here. Like I said, we got our midlife break. Let's get this pulled up. Today it was provided by Who Through. Come on, Discord. I remember. All right, getting into our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Like I said, this was provided by Who Through, and it's titled, "We Make the News, Suck Less." Yes. Good stuff. Getting back into the news here. Let me turn this volume down. Next up, Seattle restaurants show support to Minneapolis businesses amid protest and unrest. Now, they're trying to do a nationwide economic blackout is what they're saying. No work, no shopping, no school. The lefties are shutting down life in solidarity with the dumb shit happening in Minnesota. Now, I think that's going to be a whole bunch of nothing, but it will give everybody an opportunity to realize what business is ran by liberals. And on Saturday, when they open back up, don't give them your doll hairs anymore. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you hooligans really quick. If you'd like to join the membership program over on Rumble and become an official hooligan, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to open a browser, go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat. And like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We have chapstick emojis, screaming goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. Let's get this video pulled up. Like I said, Seattle restaurants show support to Minneapolis businesses amid protests and unrest. This is Idiocracy and Solidarity. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
Seattle restaurants are turning solidarity into action, banding together to raise funds for businesses in Minneapolis in light of recent violence and unrest. KOMO's Lynn Wynn spoke with those organizing the effort. She's live from Capitol Hill to explain what's going on. Lynn?
Well, Mary, organizers say that the goal is to help businesses in Minneapolis through Friday's planned economic blackout day protesting ICE so that those businesses can either close their doors for the day or put that money towards other expenses. After weeks of seeing images of protests, violence, and chaos in the streets of Minneapolis, local organizers at Spicewalla say they felt they had to step up and do something.
I think we're all seeing everything that's going on in Minneapolis and how that's their life right now. And as first-generation immigrants, we know the pain of like feeling that we are unwanted or that we are at risk any particular day.
More than 30 Seattle businesses have volunteered to donate part of their proceeds to help support their counterparts in Minneapolis, as community leaders and protesters there call for an economic blackout day Friday to protest against ICE, which means no work, no school, and no shopping.
The reality is that, there are reported sightings of ICE in Seattle every day now. So I don't think we're too far away from it being the next place that, they are very prevalent. So I think we just need to try to be as loud as possible right now so that we can prevent what's coming.
One of the local business owners participating is Sarah Courtney of Otoma in Wallingford, who's from Minneapolis and still has ties there.
It's heartbreaking and devastating to see a city be going through what they're going through right now, but also I think there's a lot of beautiful things happening in Minneapolis. There's an incredible neighborhood network that's built organically by the people to help support their neighbors.
Organizers plan to donate to businesses along the street where the recent fatal shooting of Alex Peretti happened, as well as other businesses in the immigrant community.
We all know just how challenging it is to operate an independent restaurant and just how important it is for us to support a city that is struggling.
Shut up, bitch! And local businesses will be donating part of their proceeds starting tomorrow, though I am told that some businesses are also doing it through this weekend. For a full list of those businesses, visit us on KOMOnews.com. We're now reporting live in Seattle. Lynn Wynn, KOMO News.
Okay, I just smoked myself with the damn soundbite there. And then the woman went all lizard face on us. I don't know what that was about. Bam. Just terrifying. It's terrifying. It's like Leatherface. Anyways, moving forward here. Next up, we got federal government seizes ballots in Fulton County election office raid. This is a follow-up video because yesterday we covered that they were raiding Fulton County's election office, but they didn't know any more details. Apparently they did seize ballots and election records, which is good stuff because we covered all that back in 2020, back when we were being censored on the YouTube. And like I said, this follow-up video is coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about all this solidarity going on. Once again, they're saying no school, no work, no shopping. They're trying to organize a nationwide economic shutdown on Friday in solidarity with the protesters being smoked in Minnesota. Like I said, remember which businesses are shut down and don't give them any more of your money, because every day is a day that you're voting with your doll hairs. And like I said, federal government talking about the stolen election in 2020. It's coming up next. But first, we're hopping in the chat. Here, Juicer translation: lights on, broken glass. Pretty much. They're gonna be out there acting like assholes. Jay Spray, sounds like a good idea until you realize the right works overtime. Yeah, I don't know. They're a bunch of idiots. I don't know why they schedule all this stupid stuff. It doesn't do anything. Abby girl, the way these idiots speak, go back to school and retake English 101 and sentences 101. Yeah. Well, they're too busy trying to sound inclusive They did it to themselves. All that they, them crap, they're trying to, I don't know, they're focusing too hard on what they're trying to say instead of just saying it. That and they speak in circles. Snarl, the reporter, looked like the stupid fish on Finding Nemo. She did. She did. Crystals, how stupid. These people are nuts. Let ICE do their job and your city won't be struggling. Yeah, it's that simple. It would have been done by now if they would stop interfering. They're trying to figure out how many of them can get smoked before they get the job done. And we covered yesterday Philadelphia, and they're trying to start the same shit. They're trying to pass legislation to limit what ICE can do in the city. And then at the same time, their attorney general went out there and said they were going to hunt down ICE agents. I'm sure that rhetoric is going to go very well. You know, it's like, they're like, all right, guys, go out there and interfere with federal agents as much as possible. And when you get smoked, we're gonna shut down businesses in solidarity. That'll make things better. Like, stupid. So stupid. And like I said at the beginning of the live today, this is what the majority of America voted for. So for these people to work so hard in stifling what America voted for is very insurrection-y. You know, it is. They are standing against what the majority of America voted for. So I don't know. Somebody needs to say that shit and actually do something about it, you know. What's up, Tom? Happy freedom to you. I'll be on overtime all day tomorrow making those doll hairs. They better be paying you with what you're worth. Hooligans should get, you know, pay and a half. Meta, no way California's closing their businesses. Too greedy. Yeah, I could see that. What's up, Stern? Happy freedom to you. Melissa, imagine listening to that every day. I would rather not. I would rather not. That does not sound enjoyable. What's up, I like salt? Happy freedom to you. I'll be shopping tomorrow. Yeah. What's up, Xterra? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Nick? Happy freedom. I thought the lizard face was just me. No, that stuff is weird. Weird little glitches at the end there. What's up, Anna Kims? Happy freedom to you. Tar Kitty. The band Lana Shore, is it Lana Shore? Is playing in Grand Rapids, April. Might go. That'd be badass. Have you been to the arena in Grand Rapids? I went and saw Snoop Dogg and who else was there? Bone Thugs and somebody else was there. And it was awesome. It was a good time. What's up, Sly Dog? Happy freedom to you. Did I say Sly Dog instead of Snoop Dogg? I can't remember now. That's okay. Sometimes that happens. What are you doing? Yeah, you're a good boy. You know that? You ain't got to yawn at me. What time is it? Yeah, don't look at me. It ain't that time. It's not fancy feast time, buddy. Look at him. He's like, my life is not a joke. Do not laugh at me. Anyways, moving forward here, like I said, we got a follow-up video. Has to do with 2020 election. I love this because they got a lot of crying in it. Come on, do the thing. Do the thing. There's going to be lots of crying with this whole going back and filtering through the 2020 election ballots and all that stuff. There's going to be lots of crying, and it's starting today. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
The federal government has seized the voting ballots of thousands of people in a raid of the Fulton County, Georgia election office. The FBI conducted the raid just days after President Trump said the administration would prosecute those who took part in what he calls a rigged 2020 election. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the details from Washington.
Today, thousands of ballots from the 2020 election are now with the federal government after the FBI entered the Fulton County, Georgia elections office with warrant in hand. Fulton County officials are now concerned those records could be tampered with.
Now, we do not know where our election records have been taken or what will happen to them now that they are out of our control. While they were here, they were safe and they secure. Once they left Fulton County, our election center, I don't know where they are. I don't know who has them. I don't know what they're doing with them.
The FBI raid is a major escalation in President Trump's repeated and debunked claims that he won the 2020 election. President Biden won the popular vote by more than 7 million votes and the Electoral College 306 to 232. A statewide audit and hand recount confirmed the results in Georgia. Still, Trump pressured state officials in 2020 to find him enough votes to win the state.
So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
The current Trump DOJ has pursued several investigations against the president's perceived adversaries. Every time the DOJ has pursued charges in those cases, the president has said he had nothing to do with them. Charges have not been announced against Georgia officials, but last week in Davos, Trump brought up the Georgia election results, saying this.
People will soon be prosecuted for what they did.
Democrats, including Senator John Ossoff, who's running for re-election in Georgia, are criticizing the FBI's seizure of voting records, alleging the president is trying to scare election officials ahead of the midterms. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
The crying. Oh, the crying. Oh, this is Trump. He's trying to mess up the midterms because he's getting 2020 ballots and election records. That's going to mess up the 2026 election. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So, oh no. They took our records and they took our ballots. They were safe until they came and took them. Now we don't know what they're going to do with them. Well, buddy, the 2020 election's over with. So whatever they do with them doesn't really fucking matter, does it? No, it doesn't, because they're out there lying. And this actually started before this, and I kind of put this together yesterday. We were covering videos a couple months ago where Democrat leaders were coming out in blue states and they were claiming that the federal government was requesting voter rolls and they wanted election information for validation, that they had done their due diligence to prevent fraud, right? And so the Democrats put these videos out saying that they were refusing to provide the records because they were protecting our personal information from the federal government. They were not complying because of our safety, as if we don't pay taxes and all this other shit. The federal government has no idea who we are. Thank you, Democrats, for protecting our identity from the federal government. That's what they thought was going to happen, and now look at them. Now look at them. They're looking rough. They're looking real dusty over here. Oh, the federal government came to steal our records and you know, ballots and stuff so they can alter them. And that's going to matter in 2026. Desperate. They're so desperate. And I really, 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 really want them to bust out this 2020 stolen election shit. And I'm trying not to get my hopes that high because I remember back in 2020. I remember covering the board meetings and all that stuff, and they were providing evidence and they were saying all this stuff, and it was in front of everybody. But then you'd go and tell people and they would say, oh, that's the big lie. I'm like, how is it the big lie? We're watching it fucking live. And they're like, nah, it's the big lie. I won't watch that stuff. Okay, well then don't watch the truth. It'll come out. And then they buried all of it. They kept trying to take the case to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court wouldn't hear it. They wouldn't hold a day in court. And so all the lefties were like, if it was real, then the Supreme Court would rule on it. Then somebody else would rule on it. Not if they don't take the case. They won't. They didn't want to take the case because it was going to make them look bad. It was going to make them look like they were believers of the 2020 election being stolen, right? And so it was a mess, and then everybody forgot about it because J6 happened. And so then the only time you heard anybody talk about 2020 was President Trump. And they didn't care what he was saying because it was the big lie, and he caused an insurrection. And that's all we heard for the last couple of years. So to see them actually raiding these offices and taking these records and at least making it seem like they're investigating the 2020 election, to me is the most exciting thing going on right now. I'm trying not to get my hopes too high, but we have invested so much time back when that stuff was fresh and happening that I want to see the conclusion of this. But again, we don't hardly ever see accountability, so try not to get my hopes too damn high. What's up, guys? Happy freedom to you. Next up, Sean Grayson sentenced to 20 years in prison for fatal shooting of Sonia Massey. Now, this is that situation where the officer walked inside the house and the woman was standing there in front of a pot of water The water was supposedly boiling water, and she was threatening to throw it on the officer. Now, I can't remember exactly what happened, but there was a little engagement, and they smoked her. Well, he just got 20 years for that. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what your hooligans think about the federal government showing up, seizing these people's ballots and records, and then the Dems out here saying that they're interfering with midterms somehow. Guess I'm at the Fed steal my records. They can have the Journey and Who collection. Rest I am keeping. Well, they can have whatever they want. You know, I'm not worried about it, but it really cracks me up that Democrats are like, we're hiding information from the federal government on your behalf. What? I don't think so. I don't believe that. Look, I don't believe that at all. Hair juicer, that's hilarious. Picture of an official peeking around the corner on the phone looking like a deer in the headlights. Yeah, they're scrambling right now. What's up, Larry? Happy freedom to you. J Spray, New Scum will tax them for not making income. I bet you're right. California will be working on Friday. Boston, I love that Trump is seizing voter records. Yeah, me too. I don't know. I don't normally get excited about the news, but I am very interested in this. Bob, you're going to be hanging out with Grady Judd? That's badass, having lunch in August? Heck yeah. That's awesome. What's up, Pure Blood? Happy freedom to you. The black dude looked like he was dead. What was up with his eyes? He's got that glaucoma, man. That's why he smells like weed and all that, I'm sure. I don't know why he had fish eyes. I don't know. They were foggy, though. Gringes, bro, they didn't want to prove fraud because it would have meant civil unrest. Yeah, that could be. That could definitely be a part of it. Everybody was ready for it, though. Libby Racer, happy freedom to you. Want to vote in Minnesota? We might have to. That's the only way we're going to fix Minnesota. What's up, Kicks? Happy freedom to you. They're checking the wrong state. Should be looking for Pennsylvania for 2020. I think they're going to check all of them. So President Trump seems to highlight Fulton County, thinking it's the epicenter of election irregularities. And I assume if they find any little bit of what they're looking for, they're going to come to Pennsylvania, they're going to come to Michigan, they're going to go back to Arizona, they're going to go to all these states, and I think they're going to crack down there. And I assume if they find enough fraud, they really don't even have to go state to state. They can just, I don't know what they'll do, but they'll rule on it, I would assume. I don't think they're going to do anything about that, but hopefully they can use it as leverage to make future elections actually accurate and secure. You know, because I mean, what can they even do? President Trump's already a president. They can give him an extra term? I don't think so. They're not going to give him another term. I just don't think so. So what are they going to do? You know, I don't think there's anything they could do, but they need to fix future elections. I know that. TV Green, 9 states have no Republican representatives. I didn't realize that. That's crazy. Awesome, Larry. I'm glad you got some good news. Bones, more votes than registered voters. Yeah, by a lot. By a lot. What's up, Turbo? Happy freedom. Keep those boobies great. That's all I ask. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Meta, so we're hunting ballots? Interesting. Well, they're validating some stuff. Looking for fraud. Stupid. I don't want to say that. We'll go with Ron. How about Ron? They're already setting up the narrative that they will be tampered with. Yeah, I know. They're going to be like, these records from 6 years ago, they were totally accurate until the federal government came and got them, and then they became tampered with. You know, I don't know what they're going to do about this, but hopefully they use it as leverage to make things transparent. What's up, Crazy Times? Happy freedom to you. Bud Lightner. I know we covered a video yesterday about it, but today, well, earlier on in the live we covered that video. The senator is saying they spoke with Kristi Noem and that they're going to cease the ICE operation in Maine, but we'll see how it goes. Nick, your data is already stolen. Just have fun. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Now What It Seems? Happy freedom to you. All right, hooligans, moving forward here. Like I said, Sean Grayson sentenced to 20 years in prison for fatal shooting of Sonia Massey. I think that's how you say her name. I remember people were sort of divided about this when it happened. I am very surprised that he got 20 years for this. It must have been worse than I remember, or the court system's very liberal. Either way, hit that like button. Let's get into this.
Former Illinois sheriff's deputy who killed Sonia Massey has now received the maximum sentence allowed. A judge giving Sean Grayson 20 years in prison for the fatal shooting. Grayson was convicted in October of 2025 of second-degree murder. The former sheriff's deputy shot and killed Massey in her home in 2024 after she called the police about a possible intruder. Grayson says he feared Massey was going to throw a pot of boiling water at him, leading him to fire his gun. But ahead of his sentencing today, Grayson apologized to the Massey family, acknowledging he made a lot of mistakes that night. Massey's family and their attorneys spoke after the hearing, calling it a day of justice for Sonia.
Obviously, this is an emotional moment of victory for this family. Today's sentence for Sean Grayson represents another meaningful step towards justice for this family. While no sentence can ever restore what was taken from Sonia's family or undo the harm that was caused by this horrific act to this community, this outcome affirms a critical principle that no one is above the law.
Well, Grayson did file a motion for a new trial this morning, but a judge denied his request.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and watch the video because I remember there being reason to believe he was going to have a pot of boiling water thrown at him from across the kitchen. I don't know. I just remember everybody was very opposite ends when it came to that story, but I didn't think he was actually going to get 20 years in prison. I don't know. Either way, next up we got the last little bit of the news before we get into the fun stuff. It is Lefties Losing It, and today it's titled Music World in Shock as Nicki Minaj pledges allegiance to President Trump. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about that last video. Once again, they're saying the officer shot that crazy woman, threatening to throw boiling water on him, gave him 20 years. Then at the end, they mentioned that they had filed a motion for a new trial, and the judge immediately denied the request. So they must have had some pretty damning evidence suggesting that he deserved 20 years if they gave him full sentence and they rejected the shot at a new trial. Either way, we got Lefties Losing It coming up next, but first we're hopping in the chat. Bones, it was a bad shot. See, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. What's up, Southern Tripod? Happy freedom to you. Klaus Daniels, I know, loafing up. You good boy. He's just patiently waiting for his fancy feast. Snarl, Sharpton Jr. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Boston, love his part down the middle. He was styling. Turbo, let me know when you're going to do Arc again. I'll put on my Hanson voice. I think we're going to be playing the game again today because we got 2.5 hours still to play for the premium requirements for the premium creator program. So today, I think after 12:30 at some point, probably be on the game again. Grins, bro, she didn't throw it and he shot her anyways. Oh, I see. How it's been said many times that 2020 isn't over. Well, we'll see if that's the case. Pure blood, man, this case started a long time ago. Yeah. Well, there's certain things that if you do it in court, you waive your right to a speedy trial. There's a couple rappers that are like going to court right now, and they've been going to court for years, like 5 years or something like that. And a lot of people are like, damn, he hasn't even been sentenced yet, and he already did 5 years. And it's like, well, one, if they get sentenced to time, then it'll count as time served. But the other thing is there's certain choices you make during the process that can cause you to waive your right to a speedy trial, and then you're just stuck in a cement room until they decide to call your name. Bud Lightner, that lady was at least 10, 12 feet away from the cops' nuts. See, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. I'm sure we got it in Discord, because I can't remember. I just remember it becoming a tense situation when it didn't have to be, and that he smoked her. Nomad, should have shot the pot off the stove. That's what the lefties would say. Grins, bro, I couldn't be a cop. No way. No, I couldn't be a cop either. I believe in real justice, not politics. Grins, bro, I don't have the patience. Yeah, I got some patience. Self-control is a superpower. I had to do a lot of counseling and anger management to figure that out. Meta, it was not a good shot. Not giving medical aid was a big factor. Deputy said that it's a headshot, can't do anything about it. Watched the raw footage several times. Well, that's unfortunate. Taxi, waive your rights to a speedy trial by asking for a speedy trial? No. Certain choices you make during the pre-trial part of going to court, because when you go to court, you generally go 3 times. You go for your preliminary hearing, and then from there you either go to trial or pre-trial, depending on your choice, and then from there you go to sentencing. And so when you first go, a lot of times they're just reading what's going on. They're just kind of putting everything on the record. But between then and the next deal, your pre-trial or trial, you're putting in a plea deal. You either plead innocent or guilty or no content or whatever it is. And after you make that plea, that dictates whether you're going to trial, pre-trial, whatever. And the things included with that plea will dictate whether or not you have a speedy trial anymore. Because that's how it is when you go to court. For people who have never been to court, everybody thinks it's like CSI and shit, like shit you see on TV. It is absolutely nothing like what you see on TV. You go in there and you can't speak. And if you do speak, you will be put on your head by every officer in that room. You do not speak unless the judge asks you a question directly. And when they do, you just say yes or no. You don't go, well, this is what happened. Well, that when I was there, you don't do any of that shit. They will put you right in your head. The cards are stacked against you. And so you just do what you can to try and stay alive and hope that they don't fuck you over as bad as they want to. And that's it. It's terrible going to court. It's nothing like, I wish it was like TV. I wish to God it was like TV. It is not. It is an awful experience. Anyways, moving forward here, like I said, we got lefties losing their marbles. Today it's titled Music World is, or in shock as Nicki Minaj pledges allegiance to President Trump. the deal is funny, but what's really funny is the lefties making excuses for Nicki Minaj. That's all over the internet. People are saying they're turning their back on her because she's a Trump supporter. So they're saying they're not listening to her music anymore. Other lefties are saying that she's a hostage, that President Trump is threatening to deport her or imprison her boyfriend if she doesn't play along. And so they're saying, look how scared she is. I feel so bad for her. They're saying a bunch of stuff like that, making excuses. Lefty conspiracies are very entertaining. They don't like to say they have conspiracy theories because that's kind of a right-wing thing. Their conspiracies are so entertaining. Like all the things they were saying about Erica Kirk. Either way, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, that our friend Larry could really use your help. Larry's been in and out of the hospital quite a bit recently, and he's in need of a kidney transplant. We put together a page for him over on the website. It's got his story, links, details, and he even made a GoFundMe. If there's any way you can help our friend Larry, please go check out his page over on the website. Let's get into this video here. It is Lefties Losing It, and we do have Rita today. So before we put her on the screen, what color is Rita wearing today? Come on, YouTube, fight me on this stupid shit. Let's see. What color is she wearing? Watchman saying red. What's up, Rib Dog? Happy freedom to you. Cass is saying red. Boston saying red. Taxi, it's not red. Taxi, how you gonna say I'm wrong? I've been to court more than you, and I've been in the defendant chair every single time I've gone, so fuck you, Taxi. You don't know shit. Anyways. Dutton saying yellow, Tool to Care saying purple, Otter saying green, Rib Dog saying green, Tripod saying red, Appeal to Heaven saying blue, Courtly saying blue, Hair Juicer saying blue, Meta saying red, Cheech Larry's really Jeffrey. No. Larry's a real person. He comes and hangs out with us in the voice chat. Mr. Lynn saying pink. Nick is saying yellow. Agent O saying red. Appeal to Heaven saying blue. Grinch's Bro saying blue. Kevin saying green. Snarls green. Sergeant Tripod saying see-through. Cheech Larry ain't real. He's real, okay? Larry is real. Hey, thanks for being with us, Otters. Enjoy the rest of your day. All right, hooligans. She's wearing whatever color this is today. I'm not going to argue with you guys about it. You go ahead and tell me what color this is in the chat. Just do the thing, and let's get into this.
Now it's time for Lefties Losing It, and the mainstream leftist media has hit rock bottom and started digging. Their determination to smear the Trump administration has seen news anchors behave like this. Here's CNN's Jake Tapper.
So you have an issue with the First Amendment. You don't think that people should be exercising their First Amendment rights to speak about policies that they don't like. You have more of a problem with that than you have with people killing American citizens. Did I get that right?
Jake, do you actually think you have a First Amendment right to blow a whistle in the ear of law enforcement, to disobey a lawful command from law enforcement, to interfere with a law enforcement investigation, to carry a gun without a proper ID or license as is required under Minnesota law, and then to violently resist arrest? You think you have a First Amendment right to do all that, Jake?
So you think that he should have been killed? It was all his fault?
That was Jake Tapper being schooled by former Trump official Chad Mizell. Witness how he pushes back against conservatives making rational, factual points. Compare that to how he behaves with the left, like this guy.
I understand that, but they take people to Fort Snelling here, which literally was built as a concentration camp, and Alligator Alcatraz, which I think we can all agree is a concentration camp. Not saying they're Dachau, I'm not saying they're putting people in ovens yet, but these are concentration camps.
Okay.
I don't need to argue with you about that.
Just disgraceful stuff from CNN and Russian collusion hoaxer Jake Tapper. But he is not alone at being a lefty losing it on that station. Here is another anchor, Abby Phillip. Let's see how consistent she is. This is her after Ilhan Omar was sprayed by a mystery liquid, compared to how she reacted when Donald Trump was almost assassinated.
Ilhan Omar in particular has been the center, and you heard it there from the president, the center of a lot of awful attacks. He called her garbage. Donald Trump is actually responsible for the vitriol. So is there going to be any acknowledgement of that? Should there be? It's not about the politics of the individual. I mean, look at these people. The thing that they have in common is their complete lack of mental stability. Why is that not the conversation? Why are we in this place of who's to blame? Is it the Democrats or the Republicans? The Republicans aren't trying to assassinate the Democrats. And a lot of talk of they. And when it's not a they, it's just a person. It's an individual.
And staying with CNN, they're now giving a platform to people too crazy for MSNBC, including this ignorant nincompoop who seems to think it was a right-winger who murdered Charlie Kirk.
Also not forget, Charlie Kirk was murdered. The president...
Not by a left-wing extremist. That person espoused very right-wing extremists.
Look, if you look at the targets, if you look at people in office, there's...
The right attacks the right.
People...
You know, that's why Jimmy Kimmel's lies about Charlie's murderer matter, because simpletons like Tiffany Cross heard it and believed it, and to this day continue to repeat it. And Tiffany Cross has also been on CNN inciting violence against ICE agents by claiming they are militia and white supremacists.
Did you just say ICE officers are militia?
Yes, have you not been paying attention?
Yeah, I
they
think you're
certainly mirror
stretching
the
it a little
Gestapo.
bit. You know, that's very...
I don't think I'm stretching anything. I think we have seen, what we have not seen,
you know,
what we have not seen are gang members committing violence.
This is a
What we have seen are ICE agents kill people.
But Tiffany, you're saying that based, you're just making a supposition here. There's no concrete evidence.
You got to be careful. That's way
there was some support.
These are men and women serving the government. We have seen white supremacist tattoos
risking their lives, serving the government.
Risking their lives, they're taking lives.
You're calling them Proud Boy militia. Did you say that?
Well, I did not call them Proud Boy militia, but I think it's disgraceful that you're sitting here. I'm actually not. But I think that there are white supremacist tattoos on their
white supremacist federal officers.
Yeah, white supremacist federal officers.
Like, where are you going with this? Why would you say that?
What does one say? Notice Abby Phillip, the host there, defending her, while Kevin O'Leary, who's a fellow panellist, had to step in to be the adult to try to inject some sort of sanity into proceedings. Now, let's come home to Melbourne, Australia, where waving the Australian flag and being proud of your country can see you attacked like this.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just been accosted by people like that.
Being accosted, you can leave.
I can be proud of my country, okay?
Well, you shouldn't be.
Well, then why don't you go to Palestine?
Well, let's see. I don't know. Because there's a genocide there that this country is funding.
Hey, stop yelling.
Oh, there's a genocide. Hey, stop yelling. Racist. Oh, stop yelling. Stop yelling. What about all the people that are still dying in custody? What about the fact that this country is built on stolen land? You don't give a what does that mean? You're a piece of racist. Good thing you're standing in the shade, because I know that you're so white because you don't belong here. You're European. This is indigenous land. You
Unbelievable. And really, shame on the men there who stood around and listened to that unhinged diatribe and said nothing, did not step in to defend that woman. You know, where is chivalry? Where are the men these days? Now, staying in Melbourne, let's go to the Australian Open. And even a Grand Slam tournament is not safe from lefties losing it, making utter pests of themselves with questions like this to tennis star Taylor Fritz.
There's a lot happening back home in the US and kind of has been for a lot of the last year. And I'm just kind of wondering how you're feeling about all of it.
I mean,
I'm not sure what we're like specifically talking about, but there is a lot going on in the U.S. and I don't know. I feel like whatever I say here is gonna get put in a headline, and it's gonna get taken out of context. So I'd really rather not do something that's gonna cause a big distraction for me in the middle of the tournament.
Not a bad answer, Taylor, but would have been better to tell the activist journalist that he shouldn't be misusing his media pass at the Australian Open to push his pathetic political ideology and being a little lefty pest. Hard to take that out of context. Let's hear the same sort of question being posed to Amanda Anisimova, who tries to give an honest answer, but he doesn't like it.
I've been asking a lot of the American players just how it feels to play under the American flag right now, and I'm curious how you feel.
Yeah, I mean, I was born in America, so I'm always proud to represent my country. And yeah, a lot of us are doing really well, and it's great to see a lot of, great athletes on the women's side, on the men's side. So yeah, I feel like we're all doing a great job representing ourselves.
But the far left hack masquerading as a tennis reporter wasn't satisfied with a real answer. He wanted his anti-Trump moment. So he had another go, and Amanda here really deserves a trophy for not rolling her eyes at this clown.
Sure. Sorry, just to clarify a little, I mean, sort of in the context of the last year of everything that's been happening in the U.S., does that complicate that feeling at all?
I don't think that's relevant. Hermione.
Hey Amanda, well played. One of the unique things about tennis is
Yes, a reporter asking a tennis question to a tennis player at a tennis tournament. How quaint. But the petulant pest was back with the same tired old line of questioning, and this time it was Madison Key's turn.
This is a pretty sensitive subject, but the U.S. is a year into the second Trump administration now, and a lot of people are suffering, and I'm wondering how you're feeling about things back home personally, and specifically what the mood is like in Florida.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I feel, I don't know, I don't like to kind of dabble too much into politics just because it's just not the space that I really want to say that much on. But yeah, I just hope that everybody can kind of at some point come together.
What the mood is like in Florida. The mood is awesome. I was there recently. Everyone's happy. Everyone's thriving. It's a red state. What the hell is that guy on about? But here's another player being asked the most ridiculous, convoluted question about immigration, ICE, US politics, and Lunatian handled this well. Note the look of disdain on his face.
It's also interesting that you're both second-gen immigrants to the US. Like, in the context of everything that's happening at the moment with Trump and ICE, like, what does your heritage mean to you, and how important are immigrants to America and American sport today?
Sorry, I really want to talk about that right now.
Charlie.
But there are always tennis players keen to play politics, and among them is Coco Gauff. And she was not only keen to play politics, but to play the victim.
You're usually pretty outspoken about political issues, and I'm curious how you feel about the state of the U.S. 1 year into the second Trump administration.
I mean, I think I've already stated my opinions in the past on how I feel about it. And yeah, I mean, I've hoped forward that we can have a lot more peace in our country. I feel a bit fatigued talking about it just because of the fact that it is hard also, I think, being a black woman in this country and having to experience things even online and seeing your marginalized communities being affected.
Yes, very hard as a black woman in America in 2026. Coco Gauff is the highest paid female athlete in the world right now. She reportedly earned more than $30 million last year, most of it through endorsements in racist America, where she is apparently marginalised. Give me strength. She's got so much money, she can afford to do this. Here she is a couple of days ago in Melbourne, absolutely losing it. Now, let's look at the left's idea of a peaceful protester, someone they describe as a gentle soul who was just observing and protecting people. Yeah, right.
January 13th, showing a man who appears to be Al Preddy interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him. Our footage was analyzed by the BBC, whose facial recognition technology confirmed his identity to a 97% degree of accuracy.
Yes, the man believed to be Alex Pretty spat on law enforcement, and then as they drove away, he kicked in the tail lights while screaming expletives and threats. Peacefully, of course. Let's have a look at a little more of this footage.
Federal agents were blocking a street at the corner of East 36 and Park Avenue in Minneapolis. Arrived around 10 a.m. We saw observers shouting agents as they walked back to their vehicles. When they started driving away, the man kicked their taillight. An agent then got out of the vehicle, grabbed him, and pushed him to the ground.
I love when he tries to flee, and he's just arms and legs go in the air.
He was wearing on the day he was killed. What appears to be a gun is also visible above his waistband.
Interesting. And somehow, despite the violent antics you just saw, the man in that video, reportedly Alex Pretty, was not arrested. Yesterday, we brought you a report from CNN who said Pretty had been injured in a tussle with federal agents a week before he was fatally shot at another violent protest.
Alex Pretty had a physical encounter with federal agents about a week before he was shot and killed by law enforcement. Sources tell CNN that Pretty broke a rib when a group of federal officers tackled him while he was protesting.
Superstar rapper Nicki Minaj has appeared on stage alongside Donald Trump at a US Treasury Department event, declaring she's the president's #1 fan, and the haters just make her even more proud to be MAGA. Here she is.
I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more. And it's going to motivate all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him and, the smear campaigns. It's not going to work, okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him.
And I didn't think we'd be getting a Trump-Minaj collaboration in 2026, but we live in extraordinary times.
This one is for the Dems and the liberals, infected-minded individuals. Got the cure for you, all bunch of sick souls. Daddy, y'all will take your problems and he fixed those. And I bet you gon' feel better with the mega cap on. Ain't on your fault that you get your facts wrong. We gon' be here making...
YouTube's totally gonna make me cut this shit out of the video after the live.
Joining me now is royal and celebrity commentator.
Okay, well, that wraps up our news. We're going to be getting into the fun stuff. Over here with the lefties losing their marbles. We're going to play this video that I made yesterday because I had to run to the post office to get this card from Meta, and I was going to play it yesterday and I totally forgot. So we're going to play that. Then we're going to open today's drawer of the Advent Calendar, sent by Tori Wayne, which I think we're all set for some more hot sauce. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Stoner, and it's titled Greenland Preparing to Become Americans. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Colty, and it's titled Grammar. All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about lefties losing their marbles. Guess you think Nicki Minaj is pandering? Yeah, like I said, the lefties believe that she's being held hostage. That President Trump is threatening her and controlling her somehow, and that she's really scared, and that she's up there singing and dancing for the president. I don't know. They're making excuses for her. Tom, she's a horrible role model for girls. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't think any female rapper is a good role model for anybody. I mean, I don't think rappers in general are good role models, but especially rapper women. Rib Dog Minaj is a grifter. Yeah, I think so too. Tola Care, never been a fan of hers. Yeah, her music is quite explicit. Sergeant Tripod, she's been bass for a while. I'm trying to think, because I don't remember if it was election time. There was Amber, I can't remember what her last name is now, Amber Rose. She came out and a lot of people didn't really like that she was speaking and stuff. And a lot of these people are grifting, but at the same time, there's people that may become red-pilled because of that, right? So they're going to say, oh, why is, my favorite artist or whatever likes Trump. Why would she like Trump? And there's a chance she'll actually look into stuff, or they will look into stuff and maybe, get red pilled along the way. But either way, it's all publicity. What's up, Jacob? Happy freedom to you. Psydog, wait, Trump isn't racist? I know. The left's been screaming it so long, it must just be people in Mexico that he don't like. I don't know. Build the wall. Bill Clay, if he was in jail, he'd still be alive. Yep, you're right. Cringe Bro, is tennis a real sport? I think it's for wealthy people. The only time I ever played tennis was like in high school. They made us play tennis. I've never met anybody that goes and just plays tennis on a regular basis. Everybody here plays disc golf though, so it could be a regional thing. It's hard to play tennis when it snows 7 months out the year. I think I'm figuring it out. Here, Juicer, that's hilarious. Try sending it to me through the site, and I'll see if I can upload it. Every once in a while, I'll come across something that won't upload, and I haven't figured out why. Guess the only two celebrities I trust is Robert De Niro and Joy Reid. That's right. Because they're super based. Jacob, yeah, they play racquetball here. That's a thing. Boston. Amber Rose is not horrible to look at. Yeah. It's funny because these female celebrities do questionable things, and then you see them on stage with President Trump. Like Amber Rose had a slut walk. And a slut walk was supposed to be like some charity event to raise awareness for women in some way or another, feminism. I don't know what it was, but I'm pretty sure they were half naked, wandering around outside, womanhood stuff. I don't remember. But if you type in slut walk, I promise you'll find what you're looking for. One way or another, you're gonna find what you're looking for. But yeah, she did the slut walk, and then turned around and was on stage with President Trump. A lot of people didn't like that, but it's all publicity, and all publicity is good publicity in the entertainment industry. And so to have these randos show up on stage, although that's questionable to the pre-developed base, for outsiders and normies and stuff, it's a way for them to get red pilled, because somebody that you weren't expecting all of a sudden is hanging out with MAGA. And so that's opportunity for normies to pick a side. Sunshine, you're a bigot. It's all right. What's up, Jim? Happy freedom. Golf is not a real sport. I suppose you're right. I like golfing, though. I never said I played sports, though, so we're both right. What's up, Tube Steak? Happy freedom to you. Bud Lightner and Jimmy Kimmel. He's the best. We covered a video of him crying yesterday. Let me see. Well, Tank, you can post that one more time, and I'm going to throw this hammer like Thor. So it's up to you, bud. Ball's in your court and in your mouth. What's up, Fitzy? Happy freedom to you. All right, let's get into the fun stuff, you hooligans. Like I said, we're going to play a quick little video here that I made for Meta because she sent me a card. And then we're going to open today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne. And then, like I said, we got our 2 funny videos of the day. But before we get into this, I want to remind you hooligans really quick, if you'd like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the video description. We have PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee. You can send something to the P.O. box. You can even send crypto. Now let me find this video really quick because Meta sent me a card and it took me forever to get it. I was supposed to go there on Friday, I think it was, and I didn't because it was -25 or something like that outside, so I didn't go, and then I just kept forgetting and all this stuff and whatever. So we're gonna play this really quick. Right here, yeah, right here, real quick.
Hey Meta, I remembered to go to the post office today. It's only -2 outside, but I did it.
I did it. And so thank you so much, Meta, for the card. I really appreciate you. Real quick, we'll just read a little bit of it. With best wishes for happiness in your heart and peace in our world this holiday season. Thank you so much, Meta. I really appreciate you. You're awesome. Thank you. All right, let's see what we got going on. Let me get my face off the screen here. Goodness. All right, let's see what we get today from the advent calendar sent by Tori Wayne. What kind of hot sauce are we going to be choking on today? Klaus Daniels, you want some hot sauce? Hey, stick my finger in your ear. Right in your ear. He's unbothered. What are we getting today? Hiya. Kicking garlic, huh? All right. So what we got, bam. Kicking garlic. You can't read it because my camera hates me, but that's okay. That's what it says, I swear to God. Swear to God. Klaus can confirm it, okay? Because Klaus can read. He could talk too, he just don't like you guys. Anyways. Come on. I'm trying to burn my taste buds off my face. And then talk. And then do the pledge. You're gonna fight me the whole way. That's good enough. Let's get this out of the way. I think this is gonna be hot. I think this is gonna be hot. It smells hot. Okay. Kicking garlic. Oh shit. Okay, this is gonna be the biggest shot we've taken yet. Is it on camera? Here we go. Look at how much I got in the spoon here. I'm shaking. Okay. Cheers, hooligans. It's smoky. It's not so bad. Vinegary. It's got a little heat. It's got a little heat. Oh my God. The vinegary thing almost makes it sour. It's a little hot. A little bit. It's just sour. Oh, did somebody spit in my hot sauce? It's okay. It's just heat. It's right in my little throat thing. Oh, it's hot, big boy. Oh, he's like, I don't give a shit as long as your hand's still open. Fancy feast. Not bad. Not bad. Thank you so much, Tori Wayne. I appreciate you. I'm gonna be eating that kicking garlic tonight. Yesterday I made sloppy joes and I got shredded cheese that had ghost peppers in it. It's fantastic. I was surprised. I thought it was gonna be super hot. It's like eating pepper jack, but when you hit that little spicy part, you know, when you're eating pepper jack cheese, the spicy part's very spicy. Either way, let's get these funny videos rolling. Now that my mouth is all burnt up. It's hot. It's hot. Getting into our first funny video of the day. This one is provided by Stoner and it's titled Greenland Preparing to Become Americans. Keep practicing, Greenland. You'll be Americans before you know it. Getting into our official funny video of the day. This one was provided by Colty. Come on, come on. My breath is hot. It's our official funny video of the day. Like I said, it was provided by Colty, and it's titled Grammar.
That blanket right there is 10 feet big.
Wow. You found a blanket that was 10 feet big. That had to cost like at least 40 monies.
I can't afford 40 monies right now. Well, hooligans, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. I'm going to grab this link really quick. I'm going to drop it in all the chats. We're going to read through. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we're raiding out over on Rumble. Guess I'm going to practice the riff tonight. Badass. I expect you to show up in the voice chat tomorrow, killing it. I look forward to the live performance. What's up, Lisa? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Low Ender? Happy freedom to you. Alright, hooligans, there is a link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we've got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, the Hooligan AI, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chat. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Like I said, we're going to read through. We get the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we're shutting off Twitch before we do our raid on Rumble, because apparently the raid is against community guidelines on Twitch. Thank you for reminding me, Snooks. Guess keep Twitch on. I think I actually did yesterday, but we may have survived punishment because we're naughty hooligans. Sam, it's expensivist. It is. It is expensivist. Tom, I love that dude. He's got a great Uncle Ruckus impression. That's hilarious. I like Boondocks when it was on TV, but I can only imagine how like woke it would be today. Sam, choking on the sauce? I mean, a little bit. A little bit. What do you mean, guess, huh? That's a YouTube problem. There's something wrong with their player. Did you try messing with the ad blocker? YouTube might be putting that bar up on the video because of the ad blocker. Hair Juicer. Oh yeah, coming to the website is only 33 cents a day, says Hair Juicer. You guys need to go tell them how great the website is. It's, you know, they don't believe me when I tell them. It's up to you guys. Boston, watching that hot sauce. I'm now making stuffed jalapeno poppers. Oh, that sounds badass. I love jalapeno poppers. The sniffle sauce. That's right, Snarl. Corley, gotta take the shepherds on a walk in the rain. Well, be safe out there. Turbo, Twitch is so ass. The rules are why I don't stream over there. Yeah, if we lost all of our support over there, we wouldn't try. We would just let it be gone. Twitch was the second platform we ever tried to live stream on. That's why I keep them close. But if the platform decides to nuke us, there ain't much we could do about it. Well, I appreciate you. Appeal to Heaven. Thank you for being with us today. Done been snacking on chunky habanero salsa. That sounds good. Magic Moon, you just burnt your Adam's apple. I did. I burnt both sides. My Adam's apple and my little throat clitoris thing. I can still feel it. It's choking me up. Like watching the Titanic. Hey, I appreciate you, Rappy. Thank you for being with us today. Let me see, Ramsey. I've never heard of them, but we will check them out. Thank you for the suggestion. That might be who we're going to raid today. Boston, is Twitch getting woke now, or has it always been? As far as I know, it's always been woke, but for whatever reason, they're like cracking down extra. I don't know. They're the one, they limit that platform. If they would ease up on their community guidelines, the platform would grow, but they're just suffocating all their creators. Lisa, you're going to stink. Why am I going to stink? What are you talking about? The hot sauce? I didn't know. Is that why girls don't like me? Because I eat hot sauce? I had no idea. I thought there was other reasons they didn't like me. Dang. Meta. Yeah, it was -2 outside, but it was fine. I needed to make the trip. It was all good. Definitely worth it. Lisa, burnt throat clit is the worst. It is. It's hard to talk. What's up, Southern Eagleman? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Burn Pile? Happy freedom to you. So I got a warning. What did it say? Do you guys remember what it said? I'll read the warning to you. Actually, I posted it on which column? Hold on. Can I show this? I actually don't know if I can show this without giving out too much information. This is what it said. We rated out, and I got a notice from Twitch saying, based on a review of your activity and content, we have issued a warning on your account. Participating in fake engagement. Saying follow for follows and things like that. You know, claiming... I can't say it out loud because it'll be against community guidelines, which is fucking stupid, but basically doing deceitful things, which we're not doing. And then it says using third-party services that combine activity from other platforms or services on your Twitch stream during the simulcast, such as merging chat or other features, as it excludes or limits the Twitch community from the entirety of the experience of your live stream. And so I couldn't figure out what that was. Well, going back and watching the replay, what we figured out was we did the raid and we're showing somebody else on the screen live and their chat is rolling on the screen. The system believed that we had a chat that was not a part of Twitch, which is kind of ironic if you look at what you're looking at right now. But anyways, that's what triggered it. And so now we can't show the raids on Twitch because they're going to give me a strike. So anyways, that's why it's like that, you guys. We're going to make the best of it. And anyways is what I'm trying to say. You could always leave Twitch. You know, Kick is just like Twitch. Rumble's even better. Nothing is better than jeffmaclive.com. Just saying. What's up, Lacey? Happy freedom to you. I'm doing all right. How are you? What's up, Vicky? Happy freedom to you. Agent O, Klaus knows what the pledge means. Fancy feast time. That's right. We're getting down to it. He's all prepared. Hey, thanks for being with us, Sam. Be safe out there. Larry says, join Jeff Mac Live, free week. They can meet me for real. All the disbelievers. That's right. You guys can come validate that Larry is real by joining the website. Larry, I tried some hot party dip the other day, and oh my god, bad move. Yeah, some things are a little too spicy. Tom you don't do spicy? I didn't for a long time. I'm indulging while I can. Bones, Twitch don't like raids without warrants. Alright, hooligans. Let's do the thing really quick, and then we are raiding out. Oh, wrong button. There we go. There, we did it. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. Let's figure out who we're rating over on Rumble. We had a suggestion for the Quiet Part podcast. We've never rated them before, and they seem pretty cool. They're about an hour into their lives, so there's a good chance that they still got some content to share. So we're going to rate them for the very first time. So, of course, we got to give them a warm hooligan welcome, hitting that like button as soon as we land. Let's get raiding, you hooligans. Bam. Raid screen. Nope, wrong button. I keep hitting the wrong button. Bam. Here we go.
Decision. The justice system did exactly what it's designed to do today. It's not meant for us, her cousin Sante Massey said after the verdict. If you're gonna do crazy things, expect a bad result. Am I wrong in assessing this?
I just feel like if anybody, when we look at all these different police brutality cases, or is this a good shot or a bad shot, people just kind of act like cops or law enforcement in general are not people. If somebody's coming at you with a pot of boiling water and you're armed, what are you gonna do? If somebody's coming out with you with a vehicle and you are armed, what are you gonna do? Like, I mean, that is very, very dangerous. Come at someone with a pot of boiling water and they don't say it until, what, 3/4 of the way down in this article, and that absolutely makes a difference.
Well, I've got great news. Jeff Mack has rated this stream.
Oh, fantastic.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jeff Mack. I am not familiar with your work, but I'm going to go ahead and give you a follow all the same. Maybe, if I can find your name here and click on it. Oh, there it is. Jeff Mack. He looks like he does some news and stuff, so good. Guys, if you're not a raider and you don't know who Jeff Mack is, go ahead and click on his name, go follow that link, and then give him a follow. It's very important we grow our community this way. Mr. Jeff Mack, thank you for you make the news suck a little less. I've been trying to do that myself today. I've been trying to do that myself. So anyway, this news story is wild. The framing of it.
There is a comment.
What's that?
I'm sorry, and if anyone new tuning in, we discovered there's about a 5-second delay, so I'm not just trying to interrupt Chris, and he's just not trying to interrupt me. It's the delay on here. But no, I was saying there's a comment here related to this story, because we were just talking about how CNN framed this story as if this officer came in and shot this woman.
Fantastic raid, you hooligans. What's really funny is that I did all that shit talking about Twitch, and then we started the raid without closing Twitch out. So I just randomly cut off Twitch like 20 seconds into the raid. Hopefully we're all good. We'll see. You gonna say hello? Get your booty up here. This is a fully automatic Klaus Daniels right here. Tactical style, buoyant, good boy. Yes. Yes. Get your booty up here. Don't you worry, that fancy feast is on its way. All right, we are wrapping this up, but we're going to read through really quick. We will be live again tomorrow with more Coffee with Hooligans. And it's Friday, so we'll be doing the voice chat after Coffee with Hooligans tomorrow. Get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. That way you can join us in the voice chat. Plus, you'll have access to all the features over on the website. Tom, I don't do spicy except for Diablo on the tacos. Yes, gotta have the Diable. So I went and assessed how many Diablo packets I had in the fridge, because I bring home piles of Diablo sauce anytime I get Taco Bell, which it's been a while because my car doesn't work for going on 2 months now. But I once I have a significant pile on the counter and it's like in the way and all this stuff, I put it in a sandwich bag and I throw it in the fridge. Well, I got a bunch of sandwich bags all over in the fridge, so I pulled it all out. I have 4 freezer bags full of Diablo packets. I'm going to be successful in the end of the world. That's all I know. You know how much ammo and toilet paper I'm going to be able to get with this Diablo packets? You know, cat food goes a long way when you got that Diablo sauce. So, like, I'm looking forward to it. You know, investing in my future. Either way, reading through the chat really quick, and we're wrapping her up. I appreciate you, Sam. Thank you for being with us. Enjoy the rest of your day. What's up, Hat the Cat? Happy freedom to you. Totally care. We love the Klaus. Yes, he's a good boy. Thank you for being with us, Bill Clay. Enjoy your night. Appreciate you, Nomad. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Too Old to Care. You have a great night as well. What's up, Murdercom? Happy freedom. You caught a ban on Kick? I haven't heard of anybody getting banned on Kick. You're the first. Hopefully we're all good on Twitch. I can't believe I did that. I swear, I don't think that we closed out of it on yesterday. It'll be alright, one way or another. Lacey. Someone, let's see. I was in Twitch with a semi-celebrity, chatting with folks and watching him play Fortnite. He booted me for talking about defending myself with a pew pew after my house got robbed. Yeah, Twitch is soft. Twitch is real soft. If you'd have said that stuff on Rumble, people would have been telling you times that they defended themselves with firearms. And things are a lot cooler over on Rumble. Twitch is the worst, unfortunately. Either way, it looks like we're good to go. Like I said, we will be live again tomorrow for more Coffee with Hooligans. And then we're also going to be in the voice chat after Coffee with Hooligans over on jeffmaclive.com. Get yourself a paid membership. And you'll have access to all the fun stuff. You'll be able to watch the live with our ultimate chat. And then you'll be able to join us in the voice chat, which is a ton of fun. So definitely consider it. I don't know if we're eating anything spicy tomorrow. We might. We'll see how it goes. Either way, I appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you so much for helping me cover the news and helping me make the news suck a little less. You guys are fantastic. Go out there and enjoy the rest of your day. Find yourself why can't I talk? Find yourself some good food. Have fun and be safe. Stay warm. I'm going to try and do the same. And make your way back to us tomorrow for more Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans. And I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support. And I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.